This is the story of a man who valiantly defended his home from his own worst enemy. One night, we received a call for an attempted burglary. The call note said the caller had been sleeping on his couch when he was woken up by the sounds of someone trying to break in through the back door. The caller grabbed a can of what he thought was mace and went to investigate the sounds. When he got to the back door, he was startled to find someone standing there, so he sprayed them and they took off into the backyard. When we arrived on scene, we quickly made contact with the caller to get a description of who we were looking for. He told us it had been a heavy-set white male with dark clothing at the back door. This was a primarily black neighborhood, so a heavy-set white guy was already a pretty good description for us to work with. We went into the backyard, and the first thing I noticed was the privacy fence on all sides, followed by the multiple individual sheds in the yard. If we were looking for a heavy guy, the odds were he wasn't going to be climbing any high fences, so he could still be hiding in the area. We moved through the backyard and checked the sheds, but after a full sweep, we hadn't located anyone. After searching the backyard, a couple officers went to canvass the neighborhood while I went back to talk to the reporting party. When I got back to him, I took a better look at him and realized the guy calling this in was himself a heavier white guy. As I started to get more information on our attempted burglar, more and more pieces started to fall into place. I asked the caller how good of a look he got at the man at the back door. He said he didn't get a very good look since he had just woken up and there was only a lamp on inside the house at the time. I asked if he recalled any distinguishing features such as facial hair. He said the man may have had a beard or a goatee as he scratched his small beard while thinking the question over. As more and more pieces clicked into place, I went to the back door and opened it up. Staring right back at me was my reflection in a glass storm door with something oily on the surface. Pepper spray has a very distinctive smell and feel to it, and whatever was on the glass was most certainly not pepper spray. This man had heard a noise, startled himself awake, then freaked out and sprayed his reflection with what appeared to be cooking grease before calling the police on himself. I explained my findings to the man, but he was dead set that someone had tried to break in. In the end, I told him we would do some extra patrols in the area in case there was anyone suspicious looking into people's backyards, and that seemed to satisfy him. The lesson here is before you go attacking reflections and shadows, maybe turn on some lights and check to see if you're still half asleep first. At the very least, this should prevent you from giving your own description to the police and unknowingly accusing yourself of a felony.